Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Cubs baseball tonight, and it's social media night, so make sure you join us on Twitter and Facebook as well as you watch the Cubs host the Cincinnati Reds. It's game 2 of a 3-game weekday series. Welcome to the ballpark. Just a glorious night for Cubs baseball tonight. The Cubs have dominated the season series, Jim DeShays, and they're hitting the long ball against this Reds team.
Boy, are they ever. 35 times this year the Cubs have gone deep against the Cincinnati Reds in 14 ball games. It was a little late getting started last night, but they ended up hitting 3 home runs. Addison Russell hit 7 of his 21 home runs this year against Cincinnati. Chris Bryant has hit 9, and you see that's the 3rd most for any opponent in team history. They have homered now in 16 consecutive games against this Cincinnati team.
John Lester will take the ball tonight for the Cubs, very much in the Cy Young race in the National League. And like all the Cubs starters, he's been terrific here at home as we check out the Lowe's home field advantage.
Yeah, 13 starts in this ballpark this year, 8-2 with a 1.91 ERA, 4th best in the major leagues. His last 5 home starts, he's 4-0 with a $1.27.
Coming off a gem in St. Louis, his last time out, a right-hander, Josh Smith, will pitch for the Reds. Cubs a winner last night. They'll try to make it 2 in a row. Next.
CIN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
What a beautiful night. Wind has turned around and blowing in a little bit as the Reds and the Cubs play game 2 of this 3-game series. Left-hander John Lester has the 2nd best ERA in the major leagues behind his teammate Kyle Hendricks, and he'll face the following Reds Southwest starting lineup. Jose Peraza is the shortstop. Zach Cozart's been out with some knee issues for a bit. Tony Renda will play 3rd tonight. Joey Votto, Adam Duvall, Brandon Phillips in the middle. Phillips with a 9-game hitting streak. Scott Schebler is in right. Tyler Holt in center. Switch hitting catcher Ramon Cabrera batting 8th. And Josh Smith making a spot start will bat 9th.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. At the outfield of Bryant, Fowler, and Hayward tonight. 3rd to 1st, Baez, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo. David Ross behind the plate. Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is John Lester. And my oh my, what a run he has been on for the year. 17-4 with a 2.40 ERA. His last 9 starts, he's 7-0 with a 1.02 1-0 against the Reds this year in 3 starts, 2-0 lifetime, 7 starts, a 3.02 against Cincinnati.
Ed Hickox will work home plate. Chicago's John Tumpane is at first. Tom Woodring at second, and Mike Estabrook is over at third. Not sure what David Ross and plate umpire are talking about. As Peraza is ready to step in.
Probably the weather. It's a lovely night, isn't it, Ed? It's a good night for calling strikes.
So Lester's first pitch is a strike. 92 on the outside corner. Man, has he been good this month. The distance against the Giants. Here at Wrigley on the 2nd. A week later, 7 shutout innings in Houston. Ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. 8 shutout frames in St. Louis his last start.
Yeah, I mentioned that run of 7 starts, a 1.02 ERA. That goes back to July 29th. That's the best ERA in Major League Baseball in that stretch. Take it a little further since the All-Star break. He's 8-0 with a 1.47. Tied for the league lead with those 17 wins.
Scoreless streak at 17 innings. And back to that start against the Giants. So 9 consecutive years he's had at least 30 starts. 1-0 on Tony Renda, the third baseman.
The other members of the 17 win club, Jake Arrieta and Max Scherzer. Bill James, noted sabermetician, baseball analyst, and Rob Nyer. They do a thing called the Cy Young Predictor, and they look at statistics, where guys rank in the league in various categories, and then they link it to how voters have voted in the past.
Ground ball to Baez.
And last I checked, John Lester was the leader in their Cy Young Predictor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Time now for the Quicken Loans Rocket Arms. The Cubs have 4 15-game winners. And that is the first time the Cubs have had 4 with 15 wins since 1935. 7th time in club history. The 1904 team had 5 15-game winners. And also all 5 regular starting pitchers for the Cubs have now reached the qualifying threshold of 162 innings. That's 1 inning per team game played. So they now all qualify for the ERA title. As Votto checked his swing, and he rolls to Baez. 6-3, 5-3, 5-3. And that's that for the Reds in the first. Cubs coming up when we come back. Man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot, and if Dexter Fowler gets a hit here in the first, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Here's how the Cubs line up. Brought to you by Southwest. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo at the top, Zobrist, Russell, Hayward in the middle, Baez, Ross, Lester rounding it out. Who knows? This possibly could be the Game 1 lineup in the division series, depending on how things play out.
Reds defensively brought to you by Arby's. Duvall, Holt, Shebler, left center, right infield, Renda, Peraza, Phillips and Votto, Ramon Cabrera is the hind catcher for Cincinnati tonight, and the Lexus starting pitcher is 29-year-old right-hander Josh Smith. First start of the year at the big league level. Made 8 starts down at AAA and made a few starts for Cincinnati last season. This year 29 times with the big team out of the bullpen, 3-1 with a .497.
It sounds like he basically volunteered to make this start. And so they needed somebody to take the ball, and he's working on just a couple of days of rest. He pitched in Game 2 of their doubleheader Saturday night. And made 62 pitches against the Pirates. 2-1 on Fowler. Pitch. It's a strike. Dexter had the game-winning hit last night. RBI single in the 7th. You can follow Fowler at Dexter Fowler.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Popped up third base side, just behind the dugout.
Smith, a 21st round pick of the Reds in 2010. Went to high school in Boca Raton, Florida, and then collegiately played at Lipscomb University in Nashville. Four-pitch mix, fastball, slider, curve, and change.
Only JD. 2-2 is up and in. 3-2. It sounds like he likes his slider, right?
Yeah, that's the report we got.
On the air to center. And it'll be caught by Holt. If you'd like to follow your favorite Cub on Twitter, there are their Twitter handles. I like Wilson Contreras. He went with Wilson backwards, NOSLLIW 19. These are just the position players. We have more Cubs to show you later. Fouled by Chris Bryant. He's had this huge season against the Reds, although last night 0 for 4. And to start September, hitting .194. Like he was taking some early swings in the cage this afternoon.
And maybe pressing a little bit. Right there in the midst of the MVP conversation. He's got some magic numbers out in front of him. 3 more home runs to get to 40. 4 RBIs to get to 100.
Line fair, just inside the chalk. Bryant towards second. He'll stop there with a double. And extra work today paying off.
He tries a little slider here, does Smith, and it doesn't slide. There's the old cement mixer. Smith lucky Kristen hit that one out on the wavelength.
So it's Anthony Rizzo, 2 for 4 last night with a double. That was his 40th double of the year. He is now the first left-handed hitter in Chicago Cubs history with a 30-homer, 40-double season. 4th Cub overall to do it. As he steps on one but pulled it way foul. Rogers Hornsby, 1929, Derek Lee 2005, Alfonso Soriano 2007, corner of the roof.
Bryant and Rizzo ranked 4 and 5 in the National League in OPS, on base plus slugging. It's Daniel Murphy, Votto, Freddie Freeman, who's been on fire.
23-game hitting streak for Freeman.
And then Bryant and Rizzo. The Cubs as a team have a .917 OPS against Cincinnati pitching this year. That's your OPS leaderboard.
Smith with a 1-1. It's fouled back. And it's 1-2.
Cubs hitting .282 with a .376 on base and a .549 slugging percentage. 35 home runs in 14 games against the Reds.
Towards center, but it's caught by the shortstop Peraza. And that's out number 2. And this Reds pitching staff set a new major league record last night, gave up 3. That wasn't a record, but season total 242 homers allowed, most ever allowed in a season. Broke the record set by the 1996 Detroit Tigers. They gave up 241. And Zobrist with 2 outs. He looks at a strike.
Now, baseball players, not all of them, but many of them have a bit of a warped sense of humor, or gallows humor. I doubt that the Reds pitchers gathered for team picture to celebrate giving up the most home runs ever in a season. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody at least suggested it.
Well, I'm just thinking in my head, if you were still active and pitching for the Reds and had allowed a lot of those homers, you probably would have been one of those guys, right? Come on, guys,
let's celebrate this.
We have a lot of chances to set records.
We've made history. Sometimes you have to embrace the bad history because you never know if the good is going to come.
You should make that into a T-shirt.
Celebrate the badness.
Look at that. They've allowed 46 more home runs.
And of course, their home ballpark is very home run friendly, so that's part of the equation. And they've been much better here in the last couple of months. It was real ugly early on, especially with their bullpen.
Their bullpen has set its own record, 95 home runs allowed. Previous record for a bullpen, 92 homers given up by the 64 Kansas City A's.
So the 35 home runs the Cubs have hit against the Reds are tied for the most by any one team against a single opponent. The Rockies have hit 35 against the Diamondbacks, but they've done that in 5 more games. Cubs still have tonight, tomorrow, and then they'll finish the season in Cincinnati.
Inside, and it's 2-2. Zobrist Zobrist rather requests time. Russell on deck. And the pitch. Full count. 3-2.
Ben 1 out of 4 in the ball game last night. Also lined out. I think he's starting to make better contact. It's been a tough go for him since August 26th, and he just 138. He was taking his walks, has a .317 on base percentage during that time. Yeah, the bat just looks quicker. He's on the ball. Just the nature of baseball. You go through your ups and downs.
Chokes up on the bat. And he takes ball 4. And a pitch a lot of guys would swing at.
Yeah, and that's probably the most impressive thing about Ben. When he's not getting his hits, he still has that disciplined approach at the plate. Yeah, every now and then he'll expand and go out of the zone, but for the most part, even when he's scuffling, he does not abandon that patient approach.
So Russell with 2 on. Homered, doubled, scored twice last night. 93 knocked in. He leads all Major League shortstops in RBIs.
He crushed that ball, didn't he? Wind was blowing out, but that one didn't need any help.
Missed the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He, like Bryant, has done a lot of damage against this team.
Behind in the count. 1-2. Reds went down quietly in the top of the first. It's number 28 for Smith. This is the kind of first inning, the bullpen guy making a start that will really limit his innings tonight.
Yeah, this is where the September roster really comes in handy for Brian Price.
Another 1-2 to Russell, and he was out in front.
Last night it was Tim Adelman, a 28-year-old rookie, who made the start for the Reds, and he was quite impressive. Took a shutout into the 7th. Touched up for a couple of home runs. Russell and Contreras. A very solid effort.
Goes for Jason Hamill, who basically trailed his entire outing, and he got the win as the Cubs put up those 3 runs in the 7th. Hamill got win number 15. Swing and a miss, and the inning comes to an end, but they made him work really hard to get out of it.
Social media night. This is your Coors Light game report. We encourage you to get interactive with our broadcast tonight using the hashtag CubsSocial. And here's an example of how this plays out every night for us. It's a lot of fun when we get to be interactive, of course, with our fans. Not too long ago, I'm doing a report on Javi Baez and his tagging technique. He tells me it's all about the snag and tag. And one of our viewers, Randall Sanders, decided to come up with this t-shirt design for the snag and tag. Pretty good stuff here, and started the hashtag, guys, snag and tag, and Javier Baez is a big fan of this as well. Of course, you can follow Javi at Javi23Baez on Twitter.
Thank you, Kelly. And I guess Wilson Contreras has a different Twitter handle. It's W Contreras 40. Adam Duvall, the All-Star. Waits on a 1-0, and it's a strike on the outside. Ooh, wow.
Big John will be able to exploit that if Ed Hickox calls that all night long.
Take that one. At Crawley's Cubs, yeah. A very active Twitter user during Cub games. High in the air to left. Easy play for Bryant. Whatever comes down, it does, and he's got it.
What goes up must come down.
That's what they say.
Spin and wheel.
Cubs baseball
to go around.
CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm.
Hashtag blood, sweat, and tears. Hashtag old guy. Phillips has been swinging it well.
Homered last night. He went.
I know he swings it often. He doesn't take many. He wants to hack. He's a 7 out of 21 in his career against John. That would be a good split screen right there. Phillips laughing, and then if we had a shot of Lester's face, you're not going to see John smile very much when he's out there on the mound.
All business. Good landing by Brandon.
Good look at the release of the cut fastball. You see his hand on the outside of the ball, cutting through the baseball, driving it down and in to the right-handed hitting Phillips.
Moving to left center. Bryant leaves his feet. He's got it, and he just rocked Phillips of a base hit.
Off the bat, I thought that was going to get down, but the big fella with some closing speed.
I'm with you. I thought it was going to get down, but well played.
Yeah, and that's, you know, talk about his candidacy for MVP. One of the things that really plays in his favor is the diversity, the ability to play third base and the outfield, and play them both quite well.
Scott Schebler takes ball one. Lefty-lefty matchup. Cutter 1-1. Schebler 0 for 3 with a walk last night. 3 hits on Sunday against the Pirates. That's a strike. So Lester getting a couple of calls on the edges here early. That's good for him.
And it's also a tip of the cap to David Ross. Quiet hands, the way he catches the ball. He's going to steal some for his pitcher.
Cubs have won 11 of 14 against the Reds this season. Including tonight, 5 to go. A couple of bounces to Zobrist. Lester looks sharp early on. 6 up, 6 down, and getting a little help from his defense. Chris Bryant in left tonight.
No score. Friday, the 23rd, Cubs take on the Cardinals. First pitch 120. And up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs nightlight presented by Think Energy. And the tickets are still available. Go to the website, Cubs.com.
So Instagram, this is the deal where there's an app on your phone. You hit the button and it calls grandma, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Instagram. Or just, you know,
or you could put
an
pictures.
elderly woman that can make you cookies and stuff.
I know what Instagram is. Got some great photos. Smith deals outside on a changeup to Jason Hayward. Nice stretch here as of late. He homered last night. He's 7 for 15 over his last 4 games. Slaps one in the air to center. And it's caught by Holt.
Yeah, nice run here for Jason. Coming on the heels of a tough 0-for stretch, 0-for 23 or something like that. Bounce back nicely.
The Cub fans know I'm very active on Twitter. I like social media a lot, but there's so many other apps. You know, everybody's got an Instagram account, a Facebook, Twitter. It's hard to find the time in the day to get on all of them. But Twitter is so helpful, I think, for what we do. I follow a lot of baseball beat writers. We get updates on other games.
Got links to stories.
Yep. And I think it's also now a shared experience when you're watching a sporting event. And Twitter is very immediate, very live, and you know, we're in a day and age now on television where most shows you can go back and watch later, record them, watch on demand. But the live sporting event's still something that you experience in real time. And it's often fun to tweet at your friends and talk some baseball during a game. In the air to right. Schebler for out number 2. Baez gone now. David Ross, the ex-Cincinnati Red.
Smith could use a quick one. He worked awfully hard to get through that first inning.
David homered last week in St. Louis on Lester's last start. I have no inside information. I just know that we've talked to Joe about his 3 catchers. You know Ross is going to catch Lester in the playoffs every time John starts. But he's kind of paired up all 3 catchers with all the other starters. I think it's possible JD Ross could catch somebody else at some point. Joe obviously trusts him so much handling his pitching staff, but his bat has played well so far this year.
Yeah, handling the pitching staff, shutting down the running game, and being able to produce. I think Joe said frequently throughout the summer he just had to make sure he didn't overwork David Ross, but once you get into the postseason, that's no longer an issue.
And a 2-out base hit that will get Lester to the plate. And also, David has said since day one that he's going to retire, and I'm sure there'll be a little extra adrenaline and energy here in the final weeks and hopefully a couple of months of his major league career. So yeah, he will not tell Joe he can't play.
He must have challenged him to hit the ball to the right side in the dugout.
Lester out in the right center, and that's going to get down. Let's see if Ross can score. Holt's got the ball. Ross around third. Relay throw will not be made.
Stumbling, bumbling, and rumbling.
It's 1-0.
Well, there's a fairly unpredictable turn of events. An RBI double for John Lester and David Ross scoring all the way from first base.
Insta Grandpa Rossi.
Look at that stroke. Take that, Joey Votto. That is a beautiful swing of the bat, and there goes Grandpa. Insta Grandpa. He's going good, and about halfway around third here, he's going to just hit some quicksand right there. But he's chugging, he's blowing, and he's going.
Well, Lester had the game-winning RBI in his last start, a 7-0 win in St. Louis. He's got a go-ahead RBI double here tonight. Get some oxygen for that man.
I love it. It's good stuff. The rare time where a hitter has to take some time getting up to the box to give the catcher time to regroup a little bit and not the pitcher.
Two 2-0 on Fowler.
Well, Smith probably thought he was going to have an easy inning. 2 quick outs. The 8-hole up. But, surprise party, an ambush from Ross and Lester.
Well, yeah, I was going to mention before the hit, it's a conversation for after the season, but David Ross at some point is going to basically walk away from the game, and I cannot imagine it won't happen before John Lester does everything in his power to try to talk him into playing one more year, right? I don't think he's just going to let him retire. Are you sure you don't want one more season with me? Because it can't hurt to ask. Ross has joked that he hopes to get a qualifying offer. Ball to left. This is Duvall drifting, and he's got it, and the inning is over. But Cubs battery teaming up with 2 outs to take a 1-0 lead.
Here's your opportunity to register for the chance to purchase 2016 postseason tickets for potential games to be played at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more about this postseason ticket purchase opportunity. The Cubs will conduct random drawings from among eligible fans who successfully complete the registration form.
And I think you successfully completed the read. Nicely done.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. That's part of the registration. You have to be able to read that in 10 seconds or less.
One strike on Tyler Holt. He's playing center.
And Billy Hamilton out with an injury. Holt has speed in his game, but not quite like Billy Hamilton, who's got world-class speed.
Yeah, Lester, I'm sure, is fine with Hamilton not being in their lineup. 6 for 10 with a double and 2 homers against John. Two and 1 the count. And then on top of that, Hamilton with that stolen base threat every time he reaches.
Yeah, he's just annoying. He's just one of those guys you're happy when he's not in the lineup.
Instagram, greatest thing I've ever heard. Awesome, Lester. That was unbelievable. As David goes over the scouting report, how are we going to get this guy out? 2 and 2.
Diversions. Cup stacking. We'll just break out a Jenga game.
Foul.
Using gum as an adhesive.
That's cheating.
It's kind of gross. Not content to just flip sunflower seeds. Didn't hit him, did it?
No.
He must have, because he's just really selling it. But John looks a little flummoxed.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can ascertain as to whether this ball hit him or not. Oh yeah, on top of the foot.
Very painful when you get it off the big toe. So Holt gets hit on the Sergeant Hoka.
Yeah, if you want to experience that at home, just go up to the leg of the coffee table and kick it as hard as humanly possible.
Don't even say that. It hurts to think about. Ramon Cabrera catching tonight, switch hitter. Lester with his 30th start, so that's 9 consecutive seasons with at least 30. Longest active streak, James Shields has had 10 consecutive seasons of 30 starts or more. The all-time record, 19 consecutive 30-start seasons. Guy named Cy Young, 1891 to 1909.
Do that and they name an award after you.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of those seasons it was more than 40, right?
Yeah, probably 45. Different era, different game.
No pitch.
Well, Reds, like the Cubs, trying to get a little something going from the bottom of their order. Holt stolen 4 bases. He's been caught 3 times. A good stolen base numbers in the minor leagues. Hasn't translated here yet. John kind of just lets that one squirt out of his hand as timeout is called.
Did you know that you had 4 30-start campaigns?
Sounds about right.
Zobrist will make the catch. Holt back to tag, and he'll stay at first. 1 out now. The pitcher Smith.
Why would you tag on that ball?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a ball. If you know, there's a 99.9% chance it's going to be caught. But the only way anything good is going to happen for a base runner if there's some confusion and a misplay and the ball drops. If you're racing back to first base, you're on the jeopardy of getting forced at second.
Rizzo ready to charge, and they're going to send Zobrist over to hold the runner on, which you've seen the Cubs do a few times. Big lead. There goes the runner, and the pitch is bunted foul.
And Holt's a little frustrated. So give me a chance to steal this base. Smith taking a long look down at the third base coach, Billy Hatcher. Joe putting on play number 3, whatever that is. That's the oldest steal sign in the book right there. A nod of the head. Yeah, go. Quick pitched him. One ready.
Yeah, and Holt frustrated because you're right. He was gauging his lead, and all of a sudden Lester pitched.
And that's why, you know, they've been able to shut down the running game this year. There have been 25 steals against John, but 13 have been caught. John, when he goes home, is really quick. David Ross doing a great job throwing out base runners. A bit of a pitch out there.
2-1. Now Ross will walk out to the mound.
I think the message that Ross is going to deliver now, okay, we don't want to get careless here and end up walking the pitcher when he's trying to give himself up. Let's just, we've already gotten out in the inning. Let's just get the pitcher out of this guy, steal second base, so be it. I want to create a situation where you end up with a couple of base runners and Joey Votto in the batter's box.
Squaring early, and he rolls one into center where Zobrist would have been except for the shift. I was just going to mention Holt's first move when Lester went to the plate was back to first, so they really had kind of stopped that whole idea of stealing second, but Smith swinging away found a hole.
Yeah, and if you're Brian Price and you're looking at the way the Cubs are defending that bunt, we might as well swing away.
There's a double play depth up the middle. Reds with their first hit. And the ball briefly got by David Ross.
Play a little safety squeeze here.
Popped up. Russell makes the catch. 2 outs. Here comes Tony Renda, the third baseman. 23rd major league game. Second round pick of the Nationals 2012. Went to the Yankees last year and then this past off season over here in the Aroldis Chapman deal. Russell will glove, and that's the inning. Hit batter and a base hit, but no runs. 1-0 Cubs in the third. Coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. It's pretty tight wild card races. Look at the National League. Mets one ahead of both the Giants and the Cardinals. So if the playoffs had started today, Giants and Cardinals would have to figure out who's going to be the second wild card, and then the winner would play the Mets, and then the winner would come here. We still have almost 2 weeks to go. Outside corner. And a strike to Anthony Rizzo. Caffeine.
There are some that argue that the wild card play-in should be a 2 out of 3 as opposed to a 1 game. The argument being that since you're a wild card team, you need to be more disadvantaged when playing in the division series. So by having to win a series, you burn through a little more pitching. That argument has merit, except there are some years where a wild card team could have a better record than a division one. So I think that would make more sense if you reseeded everything at the end of the year.
Left-hander Wandy Peralta. How about a doubleheader and then game 3 if necessary the next day? Because you don't want to spend the whole week, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would try to do it in
day-night doubleheader.
Yeah.
And then move to the other city if you go to game 3. Swing and a miss. Rizzo strikes out. A weird one last night in Los Angeles.
Yeah, little drama here in the Baltimore-Boston game. Machado hit by Porcello, and Porcello said, "I'm not trying to hit you, bro." And
all right, here's the one in L.A. Puig trying to beat out an infield hit. Bumgarner throws him out, and looked like Bumgarner was staring him down, and then said, "Don't look at me."
Yeah.
What are you looking at? And Puig said, "What are you looking at?"
Bumgarner staring at Puig, but taking offense when Puig turned around and looked back at him. So testosterone was flowing pretty good there, and the boys all started scrumming about.
I like the scene on a Spinal Tap. Guitar. And can I touch it? No. Can I look at it? No. Seen enough of that one. Can't even look.
Don't look at me. This should be a T-shirt. Giants ought to get T-shirts made.
What are you looking at?
Don't look at me.
2-2 on Zobrist. He walked in the first.
Mets and the Braves are knotted up 1-1, top of the 6th in Gotham.
To right and out of play.
Mets continue to get contributions from these quote-unquote no-name pitchers. Robert Gesselman, I believe is how he pronounced it. Gesselman.
Jacob deGrom will have surgery later this week. He's got a nerve issue in his right elbow, so he's done.
Gesselman, the stagehand or the producer there for Regis Philbin.
Could be.
Hey, Gesselman.
Three and two.
Had you ever heard of Robert Gesselman prior to this little run?
Not prior to this run, no.
Made 5 starts. He's got a 2.84 ERA.
Zobrist was right, but it's a big zone tonight for Ed Hickox.
Always a sheepish moment for an umpire when Ben Zobrist gets in his face a little bit because Ben doesn't argue, but he does know the strike zone. And we've seen it big tonight for John Lester, and we just saw Smith benefit from the big zone.
Right. So how does a team kind of sort that out when you do maybe get a couple of calls for your pitcher, but then those calls go against your batters?
You still whine, yeah. You still scream at the guy if you're the hitter, and you're rung up. You don't go, well, my guy's getting it, so I'm gonna take it.
You want all of them.
Yeah. It's amazing in the clubhouse after a ball game. guys on the same team can have a completely different opinion of the home plate umpire. It's a big zone. The pitchers may be huddled around, but man, that guy was good tonight. He was really good. And meanwhile, across the room, the hitters were, that guy was brutal.
Smith with a 1-2. Back our way. Great to have Randy Wayhofer here at the ballpark tonight. And the voices of the Iowa Cubs and our good friend. Some pregame reports for us during the season. And enjoying a trip to Wrigley tonight.
He needs to get hooked up with all the postseason swag, all the made for October t-shirts and postseason hats.
On the ground to Renda. And that's the end of the inning. Social media night. You can send us questions if you'd like. Is this how it works? Can I be on TV? There you go, Ryan. That's as close as you'll get. Does that work? To watch October baseball from the all-inclusive unique atmosphere of the rooftops across Wrigley Field. Limited playoff tickets are available now by calling 773-248-ROOF or by visiting WrigleyRooftops.com. Foul strike on Joey Votto. Regis guys, Melman.
No, it was Gelman. Melman was Letterman's guy.
Oh,
Larry Bud.
Right, Larry Bud Melman. There you go. So Gelman?
Gelman, yeah. Oh. Gelman and Melman were not rewarded. Larry Bud, though, he had a good run, didn't he?
He did.
Votto 4 out of 19 against John Lester in his career.
416 in the second half.
A little bit of a cheapie last night, just a little blooper in the short center with the infield pulled in.
That never gets old, does it? Bubblegum on the hat. Raisel Iglesias has no idea, but it'll be all over Twitter and Instagram as those fans right behind the Reds bullpen taking lots of photos. pitch to Rizzo. Lester covering. Only hit for the Reds was the Smith single in the third. The pitcher.
And no strikeouts for John yet tonight, but a lot of weak contact, keeping the ball on the ground for the most part.
Want to send out happy 94th birthday wishes to Albert Terzes, World War II vet and Cub fan watching in Chesterton, Indiana. Happy 94th, Albert. Solid single into right. We've got a 95th birthday as well. Jack Baranek, Iowa native. Happy birthday, Jack. One out. Bounced over Lester. Backhanded drop by Zobrist. Everybody's safe. A lot going on there. He's trying to make that little backhand play, step on second, throw to first, and then ultimately charged with an error.
And just the 6th error committed by Ben this year, and this is just a matter of being in a hurry. He's thinking he's got 2. And understandably, because if he does get it cleanly and gets second base, he is going to get his double play in all likelihood. He'll get nothing and not like it. So he got rung up on a bad pitch. He's committed an error.
Kathy and Joe Kwasny want to send out happy birthday wishes to their daughter Tony, granddaughter London. That foul by Shebler. Pat Reboletti, Grays Lake, Illinois. Happy belated birthday. And a shout out to Charlene Macaluso, Crown Point, Indiana, big Cub fan. Marlene King, Kentland, Indiana, recently celebrated a birthday. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 out. Cubs lead 1-0 here in the 4th.
I've seen many curveballs from John yet tonight. That varies from start to start. Sometimes he'll lean a little more heavily on that pitch than others. This run he's been on, everything has been good. The changeup, another double play ball.
6-4 to 3. Double play to end the inning. He works around the single and the error. Bottom 4, Cubs 1, Reds nothing.
undeniable greatness and unstoppable drama. The 2016 postseason begins October 4th. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule. Well, here comes a young left-hander, Wandy Peralta. We just saw Willie Peralta. We used to see Wandy Rodriguez, but this is our first look at Wandy Peralta. This will be his 8th big league appearance. No wins, no losses, a 5.40 ERA. Most of the year at AAA, also appeared in 13 games at AA.
So we come full circle. We've got to find a Willie Rodriguez somewhere in baseball, right?
Should be easier to find a Willie than a Wandy. I got that Henry VIII song in my head. Herman's Hermits.
Fastball 96, but up and in on Hayward. Another birthday shout out. Victor Navarro, engineer in charge down in our production truck. 1-1.
Ever notice that all Wandys are left-handed?
That's the two we know of. Starter Smith, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run.
Time that Hickok squeezed him a little bit. Benefits Hayward. 3-1 count.
And he walked him. Here comes Baez. You can follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com. Presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Patrick will be on site covering the Cubs throughout October as well. Baez is just thrown out as Peralta thought about second, and it nearly cost him.
And he's lucky he didn't. The play there was clearly first base all the way, and I'm sure Cabrera and others were yelling 1-1-1-1-1, but he took a look at 2 and barely got 1, but he got him. Peralta, 25 years of age. He's from the Dominican Republic. San Francisco de Macorís. A young left-hander just beginning his big league career. The veteran backstop David Ross at the end of his.
Single to keep the second inning alive, and then went from first to home on the Lester double.
Ooh, good swing.
Our Xfinity high-speed action. Let's watch Ben Zobrist and David Ross.
Would you call David's a dive?
Kind of just fell down, didn't he?
Yeah. It's like his thinking was, I can either keep running, which I'm really getting tired of, or just fling myself onto home plate. He opted for plan B.
It had been 6 years since he had last scored from first on a double. Bounce to third. Renda. Sure Hayward isn't going anywhere.
Well, Joe Madden met with his hitters yesterday before the ball game. Basically, a little conversation just to, okay, we clinched this thing. We had this celebratory weekend here. Time to refocus. For much of the night, they didn't get a whole lot done offensively, and then the power came late. Ended up scoring 5 runs, all of those coming in the 7th and 8th innings. I was not so much worried about the result as the process. Just wants to make sure guys are having good at bats, taking care of business, playing the game the right way, treating these games much like spring training.
John Lester with 3 doubles this season, making up all the extra base hits he's had in his career. He did not have one going into this season. He's got 9 hits total both seasons as a Cub, with at least 4 hits. Didn't have a hit, just a handful of plate appearances.
But as we said often last year, he has a good swing. You knew there was a little something in there that he'd be able to help himself from time to time. He's proven to be a very good bunter. Hey, this could be it. We've got this home run battle going with Lackey. 3-1.
3-2.
They made a wager way back in spring training as to who would hit the most home runs.
And he walked him. 10th time in his career he has walked.
As far as we know, there's no tiebreaker. When we asked, because John hit one in spring training, John Lester did. And I asked Lackey if that would be a tiebreaker, and he said no chance. How about doubles? That'd be a good tiebreaker.
It is a funny bet when you think about it, because at the beginning of the year, what are the chances either will hit a home run? You'd put it at about what, 10% chance?
Not even, yeah.
Oh, and the Fowler ground ball into center. Hayward around third. He will score. It's 2-0. Cubs with a couple of runs after 2 are out tonight.
Hayward led off the inning with a walk, and that leadoff walk comes around to bite Peralta. Good swing of the bat by Fowler. He drives in his 45th.
And 1 for 2, doubled in the first, fly to the left in the second, and takes outside on a fastball.
He's hit a home run about every 6 at-bats against the Reds this year.
Shallow right.
Trouble.
Votto can't make the catch. Lester scores. Fowler to the plate. He's going to be held. Got about halfway down the line and hit the brakes. 3-0. Bloop double. Chris Bryant. Single for Bryant. Moved to second on the throw.
Well, you could just tell the way. Double. Yeah, you could tell the way Votto was pursuing this ball that he was in some trouble, and Schebler probably quit on the play a little bit early. So he's pretty early on determining that he's going to yield to Votto on this one, and Votto would have been happy to have Schebler run him off that ball.
Rizzo the batter. Ball 1. Bryant picking up RBI number 97. One and one the count. Cubs have 5 hits tonight. 3 are doubles. Taking advantage of 2 walks this inning, both coming around to score. Hayward and Lester. 3-1. Cubs have whittled down their magic number, the best record in the league, to 5. That was going into tonight. Nationals with their last at bat down 1-0 in Miami, so a Cub win and the Nationals loss would get the magic number down to 3.
Guessing Jose Fernandez for the Marlins tonight.
Lined in the left and a base hit. Fowler's in. Here comes Bryant. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Rizzo's knocked in 103 on the season. 5-0.
See Anthony choking up on the bat, playing a little pepper with the left fielder. We've seen this time and time again.
Well, Bryant scoring his major league leading 116th run. Abel de los Santos up in the Reds bullpen. Their pitching coach Mac Jenkins out to the mound. A 4-run 4th inning. Every run the Cubs have scored tonight coming with 2 outs. Zobrist looks at a strike. Third, backhanded play. Rendez got a long throw and it was stretched by Votto to end the inning. Cubs send 8 to the plate. Half of them score, and John Lester with a nice cushion, and he's been a big part of it tonight. Social media night.
Wrigley Field social media night continues. Our Coors Light game report and some of those taking part in the social media night here at Wrigley Field. They played some Cubs trivia and got to walk away with this pretty cool Brizzo t-shirt. All kinds of fun prizes we're giving away throughout the night, so stay involved with us. Here are a few of the special moments. I asked fans to tell me what their favorite moment from the season was so far, and of course Joe bringing Bear Cubs to the park. You've got Travis Wood in left field. All kinds of wonderful moments throughout this what's been very special season, guys. So fans keep sending them in to us. We're having a lot of fun here tonight.
Thank you, Kelly. And John Lester is too. Not only pitching a shutout, but he's contributed at the plate as well. He's probably the best bunter on the team, but that has not been in play. An RBI double, a walk, and a run for John.
And the way he's been pitching of late, a very comfortable situation.
Holt grounds out to Russell. On the scoreboard watch, knowing the Cubs are not only in the playoffs, but division champs and closing in now on the best record in the league. Jose Fernandez over Tanner Roark. As the Marlins beat the Nationals tonight. Braves with a lead going into the late innings in New York. Cardinals won last night. They're leading yet again. Cabrera takes a strike.
The only run in that Marlins game, a Giancarlo Stanton home run, his 27th.
Steve Selski is on deck. Pinch hit for Peralta. Hey, good news. Pedro Strop threw a simulated game today. Feels great coming back from the knee surgery, and he's expected to be activated on Friday. Hopes to get several tune-up appearances before the end of the regular season. Swing and a miss, strike three.
There's that curveball. Gets out at an opportune time. Gets his first strikeout of the night.
First look at Steve Selski, 33rd round pick of the Reds in 2011. And it's in there. It's 1-1. Promoted to AAA Louisville on September 6th after the AAA season ended. With his first major league home run recently against the Pirates. Third stint with the Reds this season.
280 down at AAA. Good on base, good slugging numbers.
He's coming back from a torn meniscus. All of August at AAA. Tap foul. This is a kind of game that you've talked about in the past as a starting pitcher. You're saying to yourself, this is a win.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you get a 5-run lead, and especially against this, kind of an undermanned lineup the Reds are running out there these days. There's not a lot of firepower in this lineup. So for John, you're thinking, just don't beat yourself. He's very much had a pitch to contact mentality here tonight. Throwing a lot of cutters, two-seamers, and not really trying to trick people. You got Cabrera with that slower curveball. Basically, there's been a lot of, here it is, hit it, put it in play.
And Selski does. Well, a win tonight, and John will take over the National League lead in wins ahead of Max Scherzer and his teammate Jake Arrieta.
We talked earlier about John, and you're not going to see him smile on the mound after that base. He was furious. He's still shaking his head. He's a perfectionist.
Pause by John. That one will get down, and it's going to roll for a while. Selski to third. Billy Hatcher's going to send him, and the Reds are on the board. That is a triple for Jose Peraza. 5-1.
Peraza can swing it a little bit. He doesn't hit for power. He doesn't walk, but he has good contact skills and he can run. So he whacks that one into the gap, ends up on third base, picks up an RBI. So the Reds do a little good work with 2 outs. John, throughout that sequence, standing in the middle of the diamond, and ideally, he would be backing up the base somewhere.
One strike on the Reds' third baseman. 1-1. Interesting. Renda on August 2nd against the Cardinals made his major league debut. He pinch hit. He reached base on a sac bunt / E3. And 3 days later, after a review, that was changed to a single. So he was then credited with his first major league hit 3 days after it occurred. Guessing he wasn't able to go back and find the ball. Usually you get your first hit, they grab the ball, they put it on a play. But a sack E3, probably not. But if there was a really smart guy in the Reds dugout, he would have said, just in case they overturn that, let's keep that ball. Hayward to end the inning. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Reds get their first run. It's 5-1 Cubs in the 5th. Social media night. Let's see, trying to see my friend. You think CSN can move that peacock to the bottom left corner? Well, so is that the person in the red or orange shirt? I guess if you're friends with that person, you'll see him or her later, right?
Sooner or later, I would think.
Abel de los Santos is on. Russell with a fly ball to center. It's Holt.
And this becomes a bit of a challenge for the Cub hitters now. You get to this stage of the game, and it's going to be a parade of relievers. So see a different arm every time you stride to home plate. Smith, Peralta, now De Los Santos. He's 23 years of age, a wiry right-hander, listed at 6'2", 200. His third appearance for the Reds. He pitched a couple of times for the Nationals last year. 2 last year, and this is his third appearance. That would be the extent of his major league experience.
Howard shattered his bat. Careful. A reminder to follow In-Game Live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm.
Be good wiffle ball bat there, that remnant.
Line, and Phillips can't get it. That's a base hit. Second reach in as many innings for Hayward.
Yeah, had a good swing first time up, then walked. Now a solid line drive single. So he's been good here the last 4 or 5 days. A-B-E-L, De Los Santos. Abel, not Abel. Wish he was able, then we'd get him and Matt Cain together and have a heck of a matchup. Can't really change his name.
Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic.
Essentially a tryout camp for the Reds here in September.
Hayward was on the move, and that pitch hit Baez on the breaking ball. So 2 on for David Ross. Back of the knee, upper calf. High on a fastball. Hey, quick note, Cubs charities today awarded more than $860,000 to 14 Diamond Project grantees. Actually, that was this year to help improve youth baseball and softball fields across Chicago's neighborhoods. Since 2014, Cubs Charities Diamond Project has awarded nearly $1.8 million in grants to support 28 youth leagues, 32 capital improvement projects across Chicago. That announcement made today. Members from the James G. Blaine Elementary School accepted a big donation today. This play by the shortstop Peraza, but Votto can't handle the relay throw, and the inning is still alive.
Kind of a slow developing play, catch that Votto should have made. Not the best of throws, but Votto should have been able to hang on to that one. So he just played that little pop up and failed to catch that ball. Having a real good night defensively down there at first base.
One to Lester. They'll take Peraza right to second, and the inning is over. Cubs strand a couple. Social media night here at Wrigley Field. Cubs leading 5-1. Automatic 16 comes with 10 interchangeable rotors, a 9-month guarantee, and a booklet. 1,001 ways to harness baseballs. Yeah,
Ron Popeil.
Oh, the Bassomatic. Dan Aykroyd SNL skit. When we saw the Reds, I think in late May, maybe early June, you had the over-under on his final batting average at 270.
Yeah, and I had to make an adjustment up to 270 and blown that out of the water.
That was 290. Yeah. Now he is at 320. On the outside corner. He's grounded out twice. That one hurt. I hope it did not get Lester's pitching hand, and that's a big concern. It's a hit for Votto.
That was glove hand, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, that is fortunate, but man, is that scary.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and I don't know what the number is, but you just have to assume the batting average for a guy like Votto when he sees a pitcher third time in a ball game has to be awfully high. He's such a good hitter, but yeah, immediate concern is with John Lester out there. He looks like he's fine, but
yeah, maybe the wrist
area. or inside the forearm. It's going to leave a mark.
You can see it, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
he got smoked pretty good. You'll be able to see the seams of the baseball on there tomorrow.
Ball, curve on the outside for a strike.
"19 times this year, John Lester has made a start allowing 1 or no runs. Most in Major League Baseball. Nobody else has more than 15 such starts. As you start to put together his Cy Young candidacy, that's a note that will get a lot of people's attention.
But every start he's had here at home as he strikes out Duvall has been a quality start. The run he gave up in the 5th snapped a 21-inning scoreless streak. Phillips the batter. Runner on first, 1 out. So he's second in the majors in ERA to only Kyle Hendricks. Cubs have 3 of the top 8. His whip is 102. That's 3rd in the National League. Cubs have 4 of the top 7 in that category. Cubs pitching staff has a 2.72 ERA at Wrigley. It's their lowest in this ballpark since 1946. So you see Arrieta is on that list. A couple of Giants, a couple of Nationals. To right, and it's down. Bottle to third, Phillips to second. He is safe. And the Reds have something brewing here in the 6th, 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. And Phillips now has a 10-game hitting streak.
Makes us pretty close at second base. A little bit high and inside. You get a little something going in the Cub bullpen. All quiet right now. Schebler 0 for 2 on the ground twice. Last time he bounced into a double play to end the 4th.
He's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Des Moines Area Community College. Not a high draft pick. 26th round of the Dodgers. 2010 made his major league debut with LA last year. Inside 4 ball 1. great high school athlete in Iowa. 5 sports: baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and track.
Came to the Reds from the Dodgers, along with Peraza, the shortstop, in the deal that sent Todd Frazier to the White Sox. 3-team deal: Dodgers, Reds, and Sox.
In his minor league travels, he was a Loon, a Raptor, a Quake at various points. For the Northwoods League when he was in college, he was a Green Bay Bullfrog. Inside, Lester really wanted it. 2-2. This time he got him. Pretty similar pitch to the last one.
A little front door cutter, a little bit better than the previous one. And again, it's all about the setup and the framing by Ross.
Is a strike. Should be a nice escape here. Second and third with 1 out. Now there are 2. If he can get out of it, keep the Cubs ahead by 4. Got a Lester Holt matchup here.
Hey, how about that?
Night game tomorrow, off day Thursday. Cardinals come in for the weekend starting Friday afternoon. This is our final CSN home telecast tonight. Hard to believe. Season has flown by. It usually goes faster when you're having as much fun as we have watching this team. Ground ball to third. Down to a knee is Baez. He's got time. Fires a bullet over to Rizzo. And the Reds strand 2. It's still 5-1 in the 6th.
hometown 2016. Yeah, I'm sorry for the wait. This year is the year when it happens.
Meet John Williamson, relief pitcher for the South Bend Cubs and aspiring rapper. Find out what game is more important to him. Tomorrow on Sportsnet Central after Cubs postgame live.
John Lester with a 5-1 lead. Cubs batting in the 6th inning. Top of the order here. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo, all getting their 4th shot tonight. And it's the 3rd pitcher they faced. Smith, Peralta, De Los Santos, basically a bullpen night for the Reds.
The rookie Robert Stevenson will pitch tomorrow for Cincinnati. One of their better pitching prospects.
Hoping the bullpen or the mound here at Wrigley Field is his treasure island. Never gets old, right?
And John Lackey will pitch for the Cubs. Earlier I was mentioning that after a little dust-up between Bumgarner and Puig, that Bumgarner should get some T-shirts made. Well, the Dodgers had some T-shirts made. They're wearing a hashtag Don't Look at Me T-shirts.
The Dodgers are?
Dodgers are, yeah.
I have a
poking
feeling
fun at Bumgarner.
Bumgarner won't laugh at the joke, but might as well have some fun with it. 3-1.
Yeah, well, Bumgarner's just one of those guys, and we talked about John Lackey a little bit. The kind of irrational reaction sometimes in the heat of the moment. We've seen that on a few occasions from Bumgarner now, and some of the Dodgers wearing those new T-shirts.
Puig not looking at you. This hashtag. From the stretch, the pitch. He walked him. 3rd time on base for Fowler tonight. Bryant, 2 doubles, an RBI and a run.
A lot of traffic tonight. 5 walks, a hit batter. 7 hits. Ironically, one thing that hasn't happened yet tonight is a long ball.
Foul ball will get on a play to left.
Cub fans, Joe Madden wants you to own his car. Joe is raffling off his signature vehicle for charity. Raffle tickets are $100 each and are available at fan services during all remaining home games or at 3721 North Clark Street. Full details available at Cubs.com/Joe's Raffle.
Traffic tonight. I thought you might quote the Low Spark of High Heeled Boys or something.
The Hoobie Wuddy?
Give me some lovin'. Traffic.
Oh.
The band. Steve Winwood. Dave Mason.
Uh-oh. I'm leaning just a little bit.
Did you know Traffic was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I did not know that.
2004.
Pretty good swings at that elevated fastball from De Los Santos.
I guess Puig signed one of those T-shirts and had it sent over to Bumgarner. A little olive branch, I guess. Still 1-2. Well, it is social media night. There's a question on Twitter. JD, your favorite Seinfeld character?
Oh, man. It's a tough one. Probably Kramer. Got a soft spot for Newman, too. Mr. Pitt.
Supposed to pick one, you pick like 8. Oh, Lane.
It's like a good baseball team. You got your stars, you got your bit players. Everybody has to know their role.
Will hold up for Schebler. Very nice.
It's cute. Saw, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody, speaking of social media, some pitcher tweeted, or yeah, I guess it was on Twitter. He came out and apologized to the opposition for hitting a couple
Trevor
guys.
Bauer.
Yeah,
He hit, I think, 3 Tigers.
yeah, and then apologized via Twitter after the ball game or the next day, and especially I think he threw one up around the head of Ian Kinsler.
Said the scouting report said I have to work inside. Intention wasn't to hit him, something like that. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw is high. Fowler in with stolen base number 10.
I hate to go all old school, but I'm not sure I buy that one. I don't know.
What's that, Bauer tweeting?
Yeah,
Apology?
yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Just move on. Two-one. Fouled out of play.
It has become a friendlier game, despite the Puig, Bumgarner, and other isolated incidents as we see of that. Players seem a lot more engaged with each other on the opposite sides. See a lot of hugs around the batting cage. There used to be rules against that.
Well, the Cubs never hit now. So
Yeah.
there's no chance to fraternize. Hit hard and on the ground into center. Fowler around third. He will score. 6-1. 3 RBI night for Anthony, the main ingredient
Yeah, the eggs. The eggs in the omelet. Getting it done there tonight.
Walk, steal, RBI single.
Fowler on base 3 times tonight, has scored twice. Rizzo's brought him home both times. See, I just think from on the Twitter part with Bauer, you know, I don't believe in just drilling guys indiscriminately, but I think it works in your favor as a pitcher if the hitters are a little. What's this guy's MO? Is he throwing at me? Is he trying to intimidate me? Once you start issuing apologies, it kind of
maybe it's a
mitigates
ploy.
that a little bit. Could be a ploy.
He's reeling him in with his kindness.
Yeah. Oral Hershiser used to do that. He used to drill Glenn Davis every time we played them. And the pitch would be halfway to home plate, and Oral would be apologizing. I said, I guarantee he hit him on purpose.
Keep your enemies close.
Kind of like you apologize so that the next time when you drill him again, say, sorry, dude, he got away from me again.
Balls, 2 strikes. Rizzo just takes off for second, step off, and he's out. Tried to time it, and the Reds alerted De Los Santos in time.
Almost got away with it. And there he goes. It takes a while before De Los Santos catches on to what's going on behind him, but the key there is once you do make that turn, don't panic and airmail the throw.
And don't panic and balk. But he did step off.
See, now people will see that and they go, well, that was a base running blunder by Rizzo to get picked off so blatantly, but he doesn't have great speed. So if he's going to steal a base, he needs to take that very aggressively, try to go in advance of first move by the pitcher. Two or 3 years ago, he got away with that a fair bit, if I recall.
Yeah, he did. He ran more. Rizzo with 17 steals last year. There's 3 so far this season. Count holding 2-2 to Zobrist. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. We go to the 7th inning. All Cubs tonight to this point, 6-1.
Park in Mesa, Arizona with Cubs destinations. Spring training packages include game tickets, hotel accommodations, rental car, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with Cub players. Details available soon at cubs.com/travel.
All right. Wasn't Larry David?
Yeah, Larry David, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I can't do it.
You can't?
She just asked if we can, and I can't. I can't do a credible one anyway.
We'll have to get Larry on to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing it in my head now.
Strike to Cabrera. I know you want to. You're just going to blurt it out on a ground ball to short. 0-2. I defer to you, all things Seinfeld. And he struck him out. How about some Cubs pitchers? You want to find them on Twitter?
I don't really follow any of the Cub players. Are they pretty active? Do you follow? Do they tweet a lot?
A few of them are, yeah.
I follow a couple guys. I wonder who the fans consider a good follow.
So, for instance, Jake Arrieta at J Arrieta 34 has 281,000 followers. Has tweeted 1,906 times. And wasn't he tweeting with some Pirates fans last year?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
before the wild card game. Kind of having a little back and forth.
He talked the talk and then he walked the walk. Jesus out. Peraza.
Lester has been efficient tonight. 90 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th. This will likely be it.
Friend Tom Dreesen will sing the stretch. There's Carl Edwards Jr. up in the bullpen. On the pride of Harvey, Illinois. Pitch is low. 2-1 to Peraza. Ross checks in and he's right, and I follow him. A former Cub, retired at the end of last year. Great Twitter follow at iThrow88. Dan
Herron, yeah.
Herron. He's great. Like pithy tweets, Dan is your man. At Deshaies quotes, do you follow that?
I see it on there.
Yeah. Yeah, so at Deshaies quotes, they just pull some of your
lamisms,
funny quotes from our broadcasts. Oh, foul.
John's
bullpen.
John mixing in many more curveballs here the last couple innings. The first 4 innings he did not have a strikeout. He's punched out 4 since then. Early on, there was a lot of cutters and fastballs. Going down pretty much, in and out.
Ross needs to start this over. 2-2 the count on Peraza.
Changeup.
Got it. Worked out. Time for the 7th inning stretch with Tom Greason. It's brought to you by Mazda.
Tonight's guest conductor for taking up to the ball game, actor, comedian, and Chicago native Tom Dreesen.
Greatest baseball fans in the world. Are you ready? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. And we'll root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Upcoming schedule: night game tomorrow on Channel 9. Will be on ABC 7 Friday. The Fox telecast Saturday, and then ESPN Sunday night before the Cubs hit the road for the final regular season road trip. Here's Jumbo Diaz in the 7th.
Big fella is 1-1 with a 3.41 ERA, making his 41st appearance. 37 innings. 31 hits, 17 walks, 27 strikeouts.
Swing and a miss.
Fourth Reds pitcher tonight. Smith started, gave up 1 run in 3 innings. Peralta gave up 4 runs in 1 inning of work. De La Rosa 2 innings, 2 hits and a run. So nobody has come out of this unscathed for the Reds. They've all been scathed. Good depth on the slider.
Two is outside. 98 from Jumbo. David with the best question of the night on Twitter. What product would you stockpile if you found out they weren't going to sell it anymore? That's deep. Way up in the air and foul out of play. You almost have to make it more specific, right? A food item or some sort of household product.
Yeah.
I mean, anything come to mind?
Vanilla ice cream. Duct tape. You can do a lot with duct tape.
Duct tape, yeah. Can't live without that. How old were you when you realized it was D-U-C-T and not D-U-C-K?
I don't know. No, I do remember we never used duct tape, but we used to use tape to tape up baseballs back in the day. You ever do that? You know, you're being on a baseball for a while and the seam starts to come off. You got to repair it so you keep playing.
Matthew says, you guys think the Theo Epstein mustache costume will be a trendy one this Halloween? Yes, absolutely. Want to know on Hayward. Balls, no strikes. Cubs lead 6-1 in the 7th. 2-1.
Jumbo Diaz, 32 years of age. He didn't make his major league debut until 2 seasons ago at the age of 30. He's always obviously been able to throw hard, but really struggled with control in the minor leagues. I also believe the story was that, you know, he was so big that he had a hard time fielding his position, and they, you know, the Reds, nobody was going to bring him to the big leagues until he got a little more agile out there. And he had lost a fair bit of weight. Something like he's put some back on, but it's the beautiful thing about baseball, right? A Jumbo in there. Big guy. Meantime, down in the Cubs bullpen, you got Carl Edwards Jr.
Yeah, at one point he lost about 70 pounds a few years ago. You're right. Yeah, that would be fun if Edwards and Diaz had to switch uniforms. Tell you what, I bet it's close. Diaz might weigh twice as much as Edwards.
Yeah, maybe.
If he's pushing 300, I don't think CJ's much more than $155, 160. Diaz would be the fullback, right? Clear the way.
Yeah, he'd be the lead blocker.
Two and 0 to Baez, the kick and the pitch.
Good swing. This is the anniversary of Ernie Banks' first major league home run. This date 1953. Also marks the debut of Gene Baker, who was called up to join Ernie Banks on the infield.
That will get into center. Is on for the second time. Ross bats with 2 men on.
9 hits for the Cubs now. Walk to Hayward, the 6th walk issued by Reds pitching tonight.
Ryan says always looking for a great book. Any suggestions? We had to go with a baseball book. That one lined to center and caught. Is it called The Arm by Jeff Passan? I have not finished it, but I'm in the middle of it. It's very, very good.
Yeah, the Jonah Carey book about the Expos, Up, Up, and Away, is a great read.
That was my next suggestion. Jonah's in town this week. The Pitch Talks event at Metro will be a part of that on Thursday night.
The Billy Martin book that came out a year or 2 ago, really good.
Brian Kenny has a book out called Ahead of the Curve. I have not read it yet, but I've heard good things about it. Coghlan fouls away. He bats for Lester. One ball, 1 strike on Chris.
In the non-baseball category, dead wake was good.
Dead wake?
Dead wake, yeah. The last crossing of the Lusitania by Eric Larson, who also wrote The Devil in the White City, which is must reading for any Chicago.
I read it last winter. It is a fantastic read. It's for several reasons, but just what I liked about it the most, The Devil in the White City, it was they painted such a perfect picture of what Chicago life was like at the end of the 19th century. Really terrific. I'm diving into the Chuck Klosterman book, but What If We're Wrong? That looks great. And I'm also reading a biography on Howard Cosell, which I've enjoyed very much.
A complex individual.
Yes. Very much so. The Billy Martin book is written by, it's a baseball's flawed genius. Bill Pennington is the author. If you're looking for a baseball read.
Yeah, I don't, and I don't read a lot of baseball biographies. Because some of the ones I have started have kind of been a little boring, a little dry, but that one was really good. It's hard to be boring or dry when telling the life story of Billy Martin. Talking about a complex individual.
Yeah, I'm reading that book on your recommendation.
is a constant agitator in the dugout, up and down the dugout, chirping, trying to get in the heads of the opposition, always stirring up his own guys, making sure they are on top of the game.
From Oakland, right?
Mm-hmm. A hard scrabble upbringing. Never let anybody throw the first punch. He anticipated whenever trouble arose.
Swing and a miss. Jumbo Diaz, 97 as he strikes out Coghlan. Cubs strand 2 and they lead 6-1 late.
Season push is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices now. For the 20th time this year, John Lester allows one or none
out of 30.
Yeah, just incredible. And now it's Carl Edwards on to work the 8th. 31st appearance for the lanky right-hander, 0-1 with a .348 earned run average. Doing a heck of a job, yielding just a .125 batting average, 44 strikeouts, 11 walks in 31 innings.
Renda to lead off against Edwards. Ball 1. It is now being suggested on Twitter that we start a Lennon JD book club. A roller to Zobrist. And we got him. Here's the thing. We'd say, okay, here's the book of the month. We will discuss it during the next blowout. So you better have it finished. So if the Cubs lead by 11. Yeah, no, I don't ever feel like we run out of things to talk about. I don't believe we're necessarily natural chatty Cathys, though, either.
Huh. No, if you run out of something to talk about, you go to the out-of-town scoreboard. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia tonight,
right. It's a strike to Votto. 98 from Carl. Just a little extra heat tonight. It's not easy to make Joey Votto look like that, and Edwards just did. And that is awkward.
Awkward Joey. Just a little late getting started. Maybe thinking he was going to see something off speed there. Normally able to foul off or fight off that fastball, but not this time. A rare rough one last time out for Carl. 3 runs, a couple of home runs against the Brewers 3 days ago. Carl has allowed 12 earned runs this year. 12 runs, period. 8 of those coming in 2 appearances. We've got a whole bunch of clean outings.
Held, according to John Tompane. Ball 4. Inning alive for Phillips.
Number 4, second baseman.
All right, so I've got a kind of a weird question based on an earlier conversation talking about Cy Young. If you took today's players and just plopped them back into like 1905, okay, maybe like 1896, they had to play that game with that equipment, those baseballs, those players. How long would it take these guys to be better than those guys? Hayward's throw just a little late. First and third.
I would say immediately.
They would immediately be better than all those guys playing that
so.
game back in that day with the big tree trunk bats. And
I just think the athleticism. I mean, you're taking the same skill set. Guys are throwing 96 miles per hour and
but with
strong guys
one
like
baseball that's mushed by the 7th inning.
Yeah, if it's still the athleticism would prevail, would show up.
I wasn't asking it to.
That'd be my guess.
Answer, So just these guys would all be taller than most of those players by a foot. Be kind of fun though, wouldn't it, to see, to experience what the game was like back then? I'm a tennis player and it'll never happen, but in theory I think it's cool, the idea of having a major tournament now where you could only use wooden rackets.
Well, and there are those kind of old timer baseball associations where they go out and they play vintage baseball and they play by those rules. Much like in hockey, where for the longest time the slap shot was not part of the way the game was played. Baseball was not a slugger's game. It was a move the ball around the diamond, slap and run.
Here's my one caveat with the old time, going back to 1896, no scouting reports. So with the savvy nature of those guys back then, maybe, just being unfamiliar, you're facing a guy you've never seen before and he throw the spitter and the whole deal.
Yeah, maybe.
Can't go to the video.
I would take Carl Edwards throwing 96 miles an hour over Hoss Radbourn and Pud Galvin and the boys.
Could Babe Ruth hit Aroldis Chapman's fastball?
No chance.
2 on Schebler. Now 2-2.
Well, could Babe Ruth with his skill set? And again, this is all just speculation on my part. Speaking of all time, there you go. Yeah.
Called strike 3. Remember your Babe Ruth call. I want to hear it. When we come back, Cubs lead 6-1 in the 8th.
Thanks, Layla. Clark, the official mascot of the Chicago Cubs, can be part of your next event. From birthday parties and corporate outings to wedding receptions and charity events, Clark wants to be invited. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information on bringing Clark to your next party. Matt McGill.
To Dexter Fowler.
So there's a story here I found online. In 1917, a Bridgeport, Connecticut munitions laboratory recorded Walter Johnson's fastball at 134 feet per second. That would be equal to 91.36 miles per hour.
And he's considered one of the greatest ever.
He and Smokey Joe Wood were the big velocity guys back in the day. And you just think about the evolution of all sports, bigger, stronger, faster across the board, basketball, football, hockey.
Shallow center and a base hit for Fowler.
I will say I think baseball, more than those other sports, is more of a skill sport than a purely athletic endeavor. So, skill does matter. And you take a guy like Babe Ruth and you train him up against velocity. Maybe he develops the bat speed. I don't think you're right, but he would probably be able to. It's just not anything those guys had ever experienced.
Nick actually brings up a really intriguing point as we're talking about this, and it's something we discussed with our friend Chris Welsh before the game. Hefty home run leaders. Bryant leading the Cubs with 37. And fouls away to the right. The bigger question Nick asks is, when and how does an athlete plateau? Will we be throwing 150 miles an hour 50 years from now? I don't know the answer to that. I mean, yeah, in 2035, is somebody going to be throwing 114 miles an hour?
Sid Finch brings us back to our conversation last night on the the mythical Sid Finch. Yeah, I don't know what the peak is. What's you know.
Bryant is his third hit. He needed a night like this. Hitting under 200 this month coming in. He's had 2 on with nobody out. Rizzo already with a big night. 3 RBIs, 2 hits. Yeah, I mean, you go back 100 years and kind of having that conversation about putting today's player back in the early 20th century. If you put these current players 100 years from now, it's hard to think that they wouldn't be great, but we won't be around to find out what a baseball player will be like in 2116. Kind of makes your head hurt to think about it. There may be a point where the dimensions of the field change. There has been talk at various times about the basketball rim being raised from 10 feet. I mean, a lot of possibilities. To the Rizzo, and chance for 2, 4, 6, 3. The hard way as Peraza took that toss from Phillips with the bare hand.
Nobody would appreciate that more than Phillips, who's a bit of a magician out there himself. Well, Peraza was a whole lot quicker using the bare hand there than he would have been just two-handing that ball.
Strike called on Zobrist.
Just had the thought of Aroldis Chapman throwing a 104-mile-per-hour spitball.
Might be his changeup in about 12 years. At the end of the bat, that ball will hold up for Duvall, and the inning is over. We go to the ninth. Cubs lead by 5. the Reds 6-1. Bunch a series win. The sinker baller Trevor Cahill. A little work, and our final social media night question. In the movie about the 2016 Cubs, who plays the parts of Len and JD? Who do you want playing you in the movie?
Who plays me in a movie? A bald Kevin Nealon.
Like it? Tommy Lee Jones. No, does it have to be somebody who I think looks like me? Or? Let me think about that. I think it's
How
better
about
to have
Bob Odenkirk? He could play you.
Bob there you go. I want Bob Odenkirk to play me.
And Jeff Garland can play me.
Oh, Jeff plays Pat Hughes. Pat Hughes. One and two.
There's a lot of hit and a walk, but no runs. Had a couple of strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Jon Lester on his way to his 18th win. Best in the National League.
Two outside.
Trevor usually throws 2-seam fastballs, changeup, curveball. That time looked like more on top, trying to drive a 4-seamer to the outside corner. Braves continue to cause headaches for the Mets. Atlanta beat New York 5-4 tonight.
Look out. This is Cabrera. Hernan Iribarren on deck. Smith and Wood. Righty on the left, lefty on the right.
That's the moon.
Indeed.
Fishing for that ground ball. Cabrera 0 for 3. He has struck out a couple of times. Padres and the Diamondbacks are delayed. Could it possibly be raining in San Diego? Or is it just delayed because of indifference?
Could be like could be a replay delay. Don't know. Why don't you text Mark Grant? Say, Mud, why are you guys delayed? Three and one.
Yankees beat the Rays 5-3. The kid Sanchez has gone off another home run jag. He had another one here tonight.
Ground ball backhanded neatly by Russell to Zobrist. Two. They turn it. Ben had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but he had time.
Oh, pretty play. Pretty play. From Russell, you know, normally the old adage is first guy sure, second guy quick, but Russell got on that ball in no time, and that's what allows Zobrist, even though there's a little bit of a difficult situation here getting that ball from glove to throwing hand. Russell bought him a little time by getting him the ball as quickly as he did. Didn't hurt that the slow-footed catcher was going down the line.
Cahill out, Wood in. Will be back. And auto service experts. All to the pen. It's Travis Wood, and yes, it is raining in San Diego.
Well, that song is a lion. It does rain in Southern California. 72nd time he's got out there. He leads the club in appearances, 4-0 with a .314 earned run average. There's Waldo.
Suarez, not Irabarren. One and one. Former Red, Travis Wood. On their feet. Bounce to short. Russell's up with it. Cubs win. Cubs win their 96th victory. Magic number for best record in the league is down to 3. They beat the Reds for the 12th time this year.
John Lester picks up his 18th win, allowing just 1 run in 7 innings. Multi-hit games for Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. Jason Hayward on base 3 times. Bryant 3 out of 5.
So the Cubs now need to go just 4 and 7 to get to 100 wins. I hope to do a lot better than that. They're 54-23 at home. They're already clinching this series. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow night. Toast of the game is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. John Lester had the go-ahead RBI for the 2nd straight start, so his offense has been good, but that's not why we're giving it to him. He was really good on the mound.
Yeah, he also walked and scored a run to go along with that RBI double. His main job, of course, is getting hitters out, and he was good at that again tonight. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. For the big lefty, didn't walk anybody, punched out 5.
find out what made John so good tonight from the guy who called all the pitches. Kelly Kralls with David Ross.
Well, David, you and John got the scoring started there, and you really had to kick it into high gear. How long has it been since you scored from first?
It's been a while. I hit third base, and I didn't know if I was going to make it, honestly. That funky piano, everybody in the stadium jumped on my back when I rounded third. Legs got a little heavy. I might need to work on that a little bit more.
I know you're working out all the time with Anthony Rizzo, so we knew you had it all the way coming around there. But listen, John, his 18th win of the season, how does this compare the role he's been on to other great years he's had, and how do you keep it going for October?
He's been phenomenal. I think just staying sharp like he's doing every time out. He's given us a quality start. The run he gave tonight was pretty much my fault. Backdoor cutter, bad call. The guy's been lights out. I called a terrible pitch. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for me, he probably would have gave up 9. So he's been phenomenal. It's as good as I've seen him. He's really moving the ball in and out, sinking, cutting, change-ups working, curveball. I know he only had 5 strikeouts, but guys are having to swing because he's pounding the zone.
Well, I know he appreciated the effort of the head-first slide there at home, so that counts for something. But you're the guy who always has the pulse, the best pulse on this team. You're the glue guy. That's what Joe calls you. Is there a message right now that you're pushing with the guys, or that you just want them to be ready for in the next couple games?
Yeah, the head-first slide one was just me falling down. So but I think the message is just continue to get better, challenge yourself, challenge one another, take the extra base, just fine-tune things. Same things we've been doing all year. I mean, we've been trying to just be the best team that we can be, and that's all we can control. So if we go out on a daily basis and try to be the best team that we can be, I think we're going to be just fine.
All right, I'll have Bussy push you a little harder from here on out, okay?
I appreciate that.
David Ross, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Kelly. Always great to hear from David Ross, and we're back with you Monday night from Pittsburgh, 6 o'clock Central Time, as the Cubs open up a 4-game set. For JD and our entire CSN crew, and a big thanks to our entire home crew. We've had a fun year here at Wrigley Field. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live is coming up next. Len Casper with your final score once again. Cubs 6, Reds 1.